A quiet warning is moving across California right now, and most seniors have no idea what's coming. New laws are about to reshape housing, benefits, protections, and the daily lives of millions of older adults across the state. These changes are big, they're historic, and if you're a senior or you care for one, you need to hear every part of this. Because what California decides in 2026 often spreads to the rest of the country. And for many households already struggling with costs, rent, and the stress of fixed incomes, these updates could mean more security or more problems if you're unprepared. So stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn could directly impact your housing, your finances, and your long-term stability. This is USA Benefits Update, and this is your essential guide to what's coming for California seniors in 2026. Let's start with the truth. California has the largest senior population growth in the entire nation. Every day, thousands more people turn 65 in the state, and the demand for safer, cheaper, and more accessible housing is exploding. Lawmakers know this, and 2026 is becoming the year they pull the biggest levers to accommodate this demographic shift. The question is whether these changes help seniors age with dignity or push them into even tighter financial pressure. That's why we're breaking it all down in simple human language so you can understand exactly how this affects you. The first major change revolves around housing density and what California is allowing on private land. For years, new construction has been too slow, too expensive, and too restricted. But throughout 2026, the state is expanding rules allowing seniors to build or add accessory dwelling units on their property more easily. These small, separate living units can be used for family members, rented to caregivers, or even rented for income. The idea is to make housing flexible, affordable, and closer to family. The paperwork is being simplified, inspections are becoming faster, and fees that used to slow seniors down are being reduced or removed entirely. This new approval process could save older homeowners thousands of dollars and months of waiting. For seniors who need support but don't want to leave their home, this is a major win. But at the same time, California is introducing strict new safety standards for homes with older residents. Starting in 2026, certain properties occupied by seniors will be required to meet new accessibility guidelines. These include upgraded smoke alarm systems, slip-resistant flooring requirements in certain living spaces, safer bathroom setups, and more emergency-ready features. The motivation is simple. California is trying to reduce the number of senior injuries, falls, and emergency room visits. The challenge is that some homeowners may need to update parts of their houses to meet these standards. The state is offering new grants, but they won't cover everything. So if you're a senior homeowner, this is worth paying attention to. It may be easier to stay independent, but it will require planning. Another major shift coming in 2026 is the expansion of rental protections for seniors. California is tightening limits on how fast landlords can raise rent for older tenants, especially those on fixed incomes or disability benefits. The state is introducing new caps on rent increases for anyone over 65 who meets income-based requirements. They're also creating a fast-track dispute system so seniors can challenge unauthorized rent hikes without paying for lawyers or waiting months for a hearing. This is important because rent is the #1 expense squeezing older adults in California. By giving seniors more power and clear rules, the state is trying to reduce forced moves, evictions, and homelessness among older adults. But it doesn't stop there. The state is launching new programs focused on senior homelessness prevention. One of the biggest concerns in California right now is the number of older adults living on the streets, in cars, or in unsafe temporary housing. Starting in 2026, new statewide funding will expand hotel conversion programs and create senior-only housing communities with lower rent and on-site support. These communities are designed to be safe, calm, and medically friendly. Seniors will get priority spots, and the goal is to transition thousands of older adults into stable housing each year. If you're struggling with rent, or you're living with a senior at risk of losing their home, these programs may become life-saving options. Meanwhile, the state is also updating property tax rules for seniors. Starting in 2026, homeowners over a certain age will gain expanded ability to transfer their lower property tax base when they move to a new home. This means if you've lived in your home for decades and want to downsize, you won't be punished by a huge tax increase. Currently, this benefit exists, but it's limited. The new rules make it more flexible and available for more people. This will help seniors move into safer or more affordable homes without financial shock. Now, here's a major shift that most people still haven't heard about. California is updating its in-home care laws. Many seniors rely on caregivers, whether paid or family provided. Starting in 2026, the state is setting new training, pay, and oversight requirements for paid caregivers. They want to ensure that caregivers working with seniors actually know how to prevent falls, manage medications, and properly handle emergencies. For seniors who depend on home care, this is a big improvement in safety. But it may increase costs for certain private care companies. At the same time, new financial assistance programs are being introduced to help qualifying seniors afford in-home care. So this is a double-sided change, better care, but some adjustments for families who pay privately. Additionally, California is expanding protections for seniors against scams, financial abuse, and fraudulent housing agreements. Starting in 2026, banks, credit unions, and real estate professionals will be required to alert state agencies if they suspect financial exploitation involving a senior. This will help stop home deed theft, fake reverse mortgage schemes, and high-pressure sales tactics that target vulnerable older adults. Seniors will have access to new emergency freeze orders that temporarily block suspicious contracts or transactions until they can be reviewed. Considering how many scams target seniors every year, this law might save people from devastating financial loss. Another critical issue involves assisted living regulations. California is rolling out new staffing standards and safety rules for senior care facilities. Facilities must now meet higher requirements for nighttime staffing, medical supervision, and emergency planning. Too many families have experienced poor care or understaffed facilities, and the state is finally responding. These new laws mean that assisted living centers must be more transparent about their staffing and more accountable if they neglect residents. It also means the cost of running these facilities may increase, but the state is balancing this by offering them new funding to meet requirements. If you are considering assisted living in the future, 2026 will bring more oversight and safer environments. Another major area of reform is transportation access for seniors. California is expanding senior-only transit support in rural areas, adding new low-cost ride programs, and increasing funding for senior shuttle services. Many older adults live far from hospitals or services, and transportation is often a huge barrier. These new laws aim to give seniors free or low-cost rides for medical appointments, groceries, and essential errands. This might not sound dramatic, but for many seniors, transportation determines whether they can actually stay independent. Let's talk about emergency assistance. Starting in 2026, California is expanding its emergency rent and utility support programs specifically for seniors and disabled adults. This means if you face a sudden spike in bills, a medical situation, or a temporary financial crisis, you may qualify for one-time assistance to keep your housing stable. Programs like these existed before, but they were underfunded and extremely hard to access. The new laws simplify applications and increase budgets. This could help prevent thousands of seniors from slipping into homelessness during unexpected hardship. But one of the biggest and most talked about changes is California's push toward universal home modifications for seniors. The state knows the majority of older adults want to age in place. They want to stay in their own homes, surrounded by familiar things, community, and independence. So, a new program launching in 2026 will provide grants and low-interest loans for home updates, like grab bars, chairlifts, ramps, widened doorways, and bathroom safety installations. These upgrades significantly reduce fall risk, which is one of the biggest healthcare costs for seniors statewide. For many older adults, these home improvements can mean the difference between staying at home or moving to assisted living. Another major focus in 2026 is mental health. California is expanding senior mental health coverage, offering free counseling and group services for qualifying older adults. Loneliness is one of the biggest health issues affecting seniors. The state wants to build community programs, online therapy access, and senior center support networks that treat loneliness as a real medical issue. These new laws will allow Medicare and Medicaid eligible seniors to get counseling more easily and with little or no out-of-pocket cost. As all of these changes come together, the biggest theme becomes clear. California is trying to prepare for an aging population like never before. Whether these laws succeed depends on how well seniors understand their rights, their options, and the resources available to them. That's why channels like USA Benefits Update are here, because millions of seniors aren't going to read hundreds of pages of legal updates. They need plain English guidance, real explanations, and timely alerts about what matters to them. So as we head into 2026, here's what you should remember. Housing rules are changing, protections are expanding, resources are increasing, and seniors are becoming a priority in California policy. But change only helps you if you know what's happening. Many of these new programs won't automatically sign you up. You will need to check eligibility, apply, or request assistance. And the earlier you know about these laws, the easier it is to prepare. This is why staying informed is your biggest advantage. Laws won't wait for people to catch up. But by watching updates like this one, you won't be caught off guard, and you won't miss help that you're legally entitled to receive. Whether you live in California now or might move there someday, this information affects you, your parents, or someone in your family. If you found this breakdown helpful, make sure to follow USA Benefits Update. We bring you clear, honest, and simplified updates on Social Security, Medicare, housing laws, stimulus news, and all major changes affecting seniors and families across America. Your support helps us continue bringing vital information to households that need it most. Thank you for watching, take care of yourself and your loved ones, and I'll see you in the next update.